What's up, guys? Well, today I am driving a little bit different type of vehicle than what I typically drive. Obviously, as most of y'all know, I'm a big truck fan. However, the last week and a half or so, I've actually been driving this 2026 Nissan Kicks. Today I'm going to be doing just a little bit of a comparison between the Nissan Kicks and my 2026 F-150 that we have. End of the video, I want you to tell me, if you were given both of them and you could only keep one, which one would you keep? Make for a funny comment section. So on the Nissan Kicks, this thing here I've had right about a week and a half or so that I've been driving it. I get about, 30 some miles to a gallon. Sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's higher. Currently it is higher, but it takes a lot of work to get that good fuel mileage. First comparison is obviously fuel mileage, depending on what type of person you are. Obviously, my F-150, I get anywhere from about 18 to 25, depending on how I'm driving, stuff like that, who I encounter on the roadway. Now, on my Kicks, this thing here, I get anywhere from about 28 to about 36. Road noise on this thing, compared to my F-150, I know it's not that much. I've driven in like my buddy's Lexus and a few different cars like that. And the road noise is about the same to a lot of those. However, compared to an F-150, no comparison. The F-150, I can do 70, 80 miles an hour, extremely quiet. Whereas in this one here, we're doing right about 60 miles now. And like, I don't know, phone probably tries canceling out a lot of that, but it's pretty bad road noise. If you want to get rid of it, the best way you can do it is just turn some music on. Anyway. Yeah, so the road noise in this thing is not that great for the fact that it's a brand new vehicle. The other thing, however, is the fact that this thing is a SR model, so it's supposed to be a racing model. It's got like the red stitching in the seats and on the shifter and all that stuff, or around the shifter. It's got the red badge and all that stuff. So it's supposed to be like a racing model. This thing here, however, is stupid slow. Power-wise, nothing. My F-150 would outrun this thing all day long. So that's kind of the whole ordeal about it. You do get better fuel mileage, way worse road noise, extremely worse power levels. Obviously, if you're driving an SUV, you probably ain't racing. Maybe not. Who knows? Anyway. So that's kind of the only thing about it. I kind of get fun. I mess around with sports cars at stoplights just because I know this thing is so stupid slow. So I get fun. There's one other interesting thing that I've noticed that if there's any mechanics watching it, give your thoughts down in the comments. Obviously, I got my suspicion why it does it. But like if you're cruising and you have your AC basically at full speed, if you let off the fuel, it actually speeds up. The fan speeds up. Now, if you get back on it, it'll slow down. So, my suspicion is basically the fact, and I've seen similar circumstances, but it's basically the fact that when you get on it, obviously these newer cars are all electronically controlled, all that garbage, so it actually pulls enough voltage to where it actually has to, it slows down the fan motors. When you let off, the fan motors speed up. And that is the weirdest thing. I was just driving along one day and I felt that, and I was like, that's weird. Anyway, so if you know anything, leave your thoughts in the comments. I may be right or wrong, but that is my suspicion. I should put a voltmeter on it, probe some wires and put a voltmeter on it and see if I really want to get technical about it, but I'm not that concerned about it. That's the biggest thing. The F-150 does have a lot of pluses going for it as far as that goes. Depends on whether you like it. The other thing is, this dumb thing, when I'm driving, it's like I'm looking up to even Expeditions, a lot of the average SUVs and things, you always have to look up to them. So just imagine, if one of them decides to come in your lane, guess who needs to move? Not in reality, but still, just saying. Anyway, the F-150, in other words, you're actually going to be looking down on them, which that's kind of cool. Not that, anyway, that's here nor there, but I'm just saying. If a semi runs into you in one of these little whatever you want to call them, you're probably going to be in a whole lot worse shape than if he runs into an F-150. Now, obviously, you never want somebody to run into you, but I'm just saying, safety reasons. I always like to look at all the pluses. Anyway, so yeah, there's definitely some other things. Oh, the sound system. Sound system of the F-150 is sweet. I love to have my music going and all that stuff. I'm big into sound systems and stuff like that. I don't have a subsystem in my current F-150. I did in my previous one. However, this thing here, sound system is awful. I drove around in somebody's F-150 the other day. Somebody blew all the bass out of it. Anyway, this thing here kind of sounds like that. Almost no bass. You get a lot of the crackling, depending on what song you have. You get the real crackling sound, the and all that garbage. So I'm like, being a 2026 vehicle, it should definitely be a whole lot better than that. So, sound system on the kicks, horrible, all that garbage. Man, these people are slow. Anyway, that's beside the point. So yeah, that's really the whole comparison. Now let me know in the comments section, which one should I keep? Or which one, if you were in my shoes and you were given each one of those, obviously I wasn't, but still, if you were given each one of these, which one would you keep? The 2026 Nissan Kicks or the 2026 F-150? Now, for all of you that really know me, you probably know that I would absolutely not be keeping this over a 2026 F-150. Basically, it was all a joke. So what happened is somebody went and ran out of their lane. Within about 2 weeks of owning my F-150, somebody ran out of their lane and wasn't looking in the mirror. I guess that's what he told the cop anyway, and went and sideswiped my brand new F-150. So it is currently at the shop getting that repaired. So that's why I'm having to drive this 2026 Nissan Kicks. That's what it's my rental. So anyway, no, I am not getting rid of my F-150. I'm definitely not going to be driving this 2026 Nissan Kicks over my F-150. So yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there, do a little bit of a comparison, just in case there's any SUV people out there. This might be a little interesting to see. I would like to see the comments on in case somebody does own a Nissan Kicks, good stuff like that. So yeah, hey, hopefully y'all having a great day, and we'll just touch back to you. Peace.